Hi friends, welcome to today's video. My name's Dominic. I'm a meditation teacher and a spiritual guide. And the goal of this channel is to try and help people live happier, more fulfilling lives and also make spirituality more accessible for everyday people. The topic of today's video, and it's a quick one, we're just going to play with an idea around rejection. So when I was younger, I used to be very shy and very sensitive to life, and I kind of lived in a little bit of a bubble. I wanted to kind of preserve this identity I'd built up around about myself in my head. And I felt like if I started to go out and put myself out into the world, it would challenge my core identity. And that's the problem with rejection, and that's why we fear it. It's because we know deep down it's going to challenge the beliefs that we have around ourselves and our core identity. So the problem is, it got to this point where I realized, well, if I live like that, then I'm not going to live a fulfilled life. I want to not have fear of rejection. I want to go out into the world and express myself and explore life in all its deepest glory. So I started to do the opposite. I started to really put myself out there, do things I was scared of, face rejection constantly. And in my early 20s, that's basically what happened. And eventually, something kind of switched in my mind. I remember literally the moment it did. And I was walking down the street with a friend, and I turned around and I said to him, after facing loads of different forms of rejection, whether it's like rejection in relationships, rejection in jobs, rejection from friends, just rejection from, again, anything where this idea about who I thought I truly was getting challenged. And kind of, if you want to break down what rejection is, it's that, isn't it? So I was like, what if, what if rejection is a skill and it's a skill you can get better at? So the more you get rejected in a sense, then you just start to learn how to deal with it. And that's essentially what started to happen. And I started to actually get excited about getting rejected. I was like, you know what? Because it's really not that bad. Once you put yourself out there enough, you're like, I can get used to this. And then freedom comes. Freedom to do whatever you're scared of, right? Because you're not scared of rejection anymore. Because it's really, this is what this, the title of this video will be about. It's like how to overcome the fear of rejection. So I want you to see that actually rejection is a skill you can learn to get better at. Like the idea of losing something, right? Or not being wanted or loved. Because that's why we fear rejection, isn't it? Because we're scared of getting rejected. And when people hear like how to never get rejected again, that's still in that fear. Like what I'm saying is actually open yourself up to it and go ahead and face it. And you'll see that it follows a process. What happens is this core identity, who you think you are, it gets shattered to a degree. How deeply depends on how badly the rejection was and what it was around. And then what happens is it just starts to form again. So that identity gets loosened and it comes back. But what starts to happen is the more you, destroy your core identity, it just starts to become loose. It starts to become like, as Bruce Lee would say, you become like water, as it were. You start to become almost like, again, like Play-Doh. Your core identity, you can kind of mold it into the way you need it to be, and it doesn't become fixed and rigid. And then, again, that's true inner freedom. And that actually starts to then reflect what true spiritual awakening is about. So you can actually start pointing the light back in on who you truly are. So through rejection, you can actually find some of the greatest insights into life, which is fantastic. So see rejection as a skill. Anyone can learn it, and see that actually, so if you're going through rejection right now, just be like, hell yeah, I've just taken one step further on the ladder. Because obviously when you see it as a skill, then it takes away all the pain, because in the future, you're going to be someone that can deal with rejection. And that's what we want to get to. We don't want to like fear it and avoid it, but we want to get good at dealing with it. And hell yeah, you can do that. So I hope this video helped. We will go way more deeper in another video, because I feel like this is a subject that needs fleshing out. And I'd love to talk about I'd love to talk about rejection more, because hell, I'm the master at rejection. So thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video. And yeah, go out and get rejected.